Hello everyone, this is Anna. I'm the founder of Wonderland Publishing, the creator of the Oracle of the Magical Fairy Forest, and the co-founder of the Deck Creators Launchpad and community, where we support other deck creators on their journey of making their dream of their own card deck come true. And in this video today, I wanted to answer a question from our audience. This is going to be a random question. We have a list of over 100 questions, and so I'm going to ask my phone to select a question for me randomly, and then I will answer it in this video. So let's see. Number 61. Okay, so this question is about advertising and promoting your card deck, and specifically somebody asked how to speak to your audience correctly so that they will resonate with your message and that they will know that your card deck is for them. So this is an interesting question, and I think this is, I could talk about this for an hour, but I'm going to start with this one thing that actually starts long before you even begin promoting your deck. It begins with your vision for your deck, and actually even when you first start getting clear on your idea for your card deck, it's really important to be clear on who you're creating it for as well. So we start there. And a lot of creators, a lot of the people I work with are intuitives, and they are on some kind of soul-guided path. So often they'll have a really clear calling within themselves to start creating a card deck. And so I feel like often that is a really important piece of that puzzle as well. So you can trust in a lot of ways that if you're really following what comes from your heart and soul, that there's a resonance with your audience as well, and you will reach the right people. So when you create something that is really true and authentic for you, that is inspired from this deep heart and soul level, this space within yourself, and usually this is something that also has value for you, and you'll be sharing guidance and messages that are important to you as well, that have helped you in some way on your journey, and you're passing those on to the people who will be working with your deck. You can almost be 100% sure that you'll reach the right people. And often, this might be a little counterintuitive, and we can look at different ways of approaching marketing and everything that we're doing on this journey. And there's more of a masculine path or masculine aspect of this journey where we're thinking more about strategy and taking the right actions. And there's also this feminine aspect where we simply trust, trust our inner guidance and trust where we're being led, and we can feel the resonance within ourselves. Then, the right people resonate as well. And so we can, in a way, so I guess what I was trying to say is that, we might feel like we have to do all these things, and sometimes it might even feel forced, or, we have to kind of figure it all out. And sometimes there's a place for that. There's a place for strategy, but often I found on my own journey, the more that I trust, I become receptive, and I kind of let go of control. And then on one hand, I'm intuitively guided to the right actions, but also I'm able to receive the right people into my audience who will either, enjoy working with the card deck, and or also share it with their audience and, help to promote it with me and for me in some way. And so these are a few things that I wanted to share from this perspective. Let's see if there is anything else. So getting back to the very beginning, so when you're visioning your deck, in our deck creators community, we have this visioning workshop. We're actually going to do this live this coming Tuesday, but we also have a recorded one, for whenever you want to join us. And there's a workbook where we guide you through all the steps. And there's, there are quite a few questions that really guide you through all these different aspects of what you need to consider, but really getting clear on your ideal customer and the transformation that you provide for them. And the value that they will find in working with your deck. So it's important to be clear on that if you can, even before you start creating your deck, but this will stay with you as you continue to move forward. So consider, how is your card deck going to change your ideal customer's life? And also what really makes them feel drawn to your deck? What makes them feel excited to work with your deck? What makes them want to get it now rather than, thinking about it for months or years and then maybe never getting it. But yeah, these are some things. And then also what makes them want to share it with their friends and their own audience, maybe if they're an influencer, they have a platform that they're using to speak to their audience as well. And so there are a lot of different things. But when you can include that in your marketing, whether it is more intuitively guided, with Oracle decks, often creators will just share their cards and do readings with their cards, and it's a really direct way for your audience to get to experience working with your deck and to get to experience your energy, your wisdom, your expertise as well, and then again feel that connection to you and the project and the love that you've put into creating this deck. So these are all really important things. And if you're creating a different kind of deck, let's say maybe it's more of an educational card deck or even a game, then of course you'll want to adapt that for the people that you're talking to. So if it's an educational deck, let's say, then you'll probably want to share more of your expertise and you really want to show up as the expert in your field so the people working with your cards will know how you can help them. And then of course you still want to give them the experience of working with your deck as well. And so showing your cards, and I would say, start early. That's something I'm always going to say, even before you've printed the deck and before it's officially available. Keep sharing, keep building that excitement, and that can go a long way. And let's say if it's a game deck, then you'll want to think of maybe another way you can show to your audience, what it's going to be like to play with the deck. And I've personally not created a game deck before, so I don't have as much experience with that, but I do love playing games. And I know if I maybe see a YouTube video where somebody guides me through how the game works, for example, and yeah, there are definitely a lot of ways to get creative depending on what exactly you're putting out there as well. Well, these are just some ideas. And yeah, I think last but not least, I think what's really important is to simply allow yourself to be authentic and, show up from that inspired place and from that place of really feeling connected within yourself, connected to your heart, connected to your project, to your card deck, whatever you're creating, and your work as a whole. And then when you can show up from that place, then your audience will feel that resonance as well. And it's not so much about, convincing somebody that it's the right deck for them. If it is for them and they feel that resonance, then they will know that, they'll feel that. And then you're speaking to the right people. And yeah, you don't want to, convert people who are probably just not your ideal customer, if that makes sense, because that's not what the deck is for. So talk specifically to that person. And yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more I could say about this. Maybe this is something we can go into a little bit deeper, maybe on a live call with Heath next time we meet for a call that we record together. And of course, you can always come into our community as well and receive more guidance in there. If you have an amazing idea for a card deck you're ready to bring to life, then I would love for you to come into our Deck Creators community at deckcreators.com. We start with a new round of live workshops this coming week, Tuesday this coming week, where we'll guide our next group through this whole journey of bringing their deck to life. So from visioning to creating to producing, publishing, launching, marketing, selling, all these things. You can find all the information at deckcreators.com. I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to be back with more very soon.